Hi guys, welcome back to Defi Daily. Today we're going to talk about the top farms of the week, and maybe not only because according to how the market will react, if the market will start to pump again or if we'll still struggling, also the yield farming strategy that we can apply will change during the time. And I have selected for you a couple of different protocols that are offering some interesting APY, or at least an interesting strategy. And most of all, I will share with you what I think in this market condition, how we should approach it, what are the different strategies, and also what we can expect in terms of yield farming, ROI in this market condition. Just before to start, guys, remember that this channel is about educational content and nothing has to be intended as financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's great, but do always your own research first. And also remember, if you want to stay always updated, a good idea is to subscribe to the channel. If you want to also help me, leave a big thumbs up and drop a comment. Okay, guys, let's start immediately. As you can see from my screen, I decided to start with Tomb Finance. I know that Tomb Finance is a degen protocol, or at least is a high-risk protocol, and I'm not here to encourage you to invest heavily into the protocol. But the reason why I decided to start from Tomb is because I have been following Tomb how it was reacting into this market condition that it has been a quite bloody situation. And in the last 8 days, the Tomb Finance platform has been reacting pretty well. After the news, I don't know if you remember, because we have been talking about, we have a dedicated video about Tomb Finance the last week. If you missed one, I will leave also the link to the right corner here. And we were talking about the announcement about a layer 2 on Phantom with optimistic roll-ups that will be developed into the next future. We don't have any announcement about the release date or also about the roadmap. But this news pumped the peg between Tomb and Phantom, and this produced a massive APY in terms of T-share. T-share right now is producing an APY that is around 1,500% APR, sorry, not APY. And just to give you an idea, I'm using Tomb Finance. I don't have an exposure so big, just a small percentage of my portfolio. But just to give you an idea, I increased my exposure just through the APY of Tomb Finance by around 20% into the last 10 days. So we are talking about really a high APY. Obviously, this APR is good only if you want to have exposure to Tomb Finance. Personally, I still believe in Tomb Finance, and I like to have this kind of exposure to T-share. I believe that T-share could be an asset that can appreciate into the future, but that's just my personal opinion and my personal bet. So if you have this idea, using Tomb Finance, as long as it is able to keep the peg above 1.01, and usually in the last days it was around 2 times on free, it was above, so it was producing this kind of APR. If you believe into the project and if you want to have this kind of exposure, in this case, this could be a good farm, one of the best one among the whole market, for the simple reason that after the announcement, it is pumping a lot. Obviously, this kind of situation can change any moment soon, and this kind of opportunity can even finish tomorrow. I don't know. Nobody has the answer. We have to stay on the market, check it, and react to how the different conditions are changing. Don't try to forecast, because we don't have the power to forecast the market. We are here to understand how it is going and reacting in the best way according to our personal strategy. Another protocol that I want to share with you that is trying to evolve their farming system is Liquid Driver. They have been working specifically with more to introduce a liquid version and with an auto-compounding system for XLQDR, that is the token, the governance token that is also accumulating and offering this kind of APR that is around 90%, that is giving you the possibility to increase your exposure to all the different main protocols into the Phantom ecosystem. And in order to use it, you can just go on the More protocol, and here you can mint your C LQDR tokens according to the market condition. In this moment that is below the peg, it is much more convenient to just buy it on the market through the Beethoven X platform. If it is above the peg, it is just more convenient to just mint it through the more platform. In any case, the reason why I'm showing you this protocol is because in the moment when the market is just struggling, having protocols that are trying to improve the farming experience and giving you the possibility to accumulate tokens and having exposure to an overall set of different assets that are coming from the same ecosystem, in this case we are talking about Phantom, could be something that should be or could be for you according to your personal strategy. Interesting. Going on, I want to share also something about Avalanche and on Platypus. As you can see from here, right now there are not only the typical asset USDT, USDC and DAI that were available until a couple of weeks ago, but right now they have added another couple of assets, specifically about USD, MEM and Frax, so all stablecoins that are offering an APY that is not so high, but as you can see from the details here, the average one for USD is around 13%. On MEM right now it is 15% on average, and on Frax is around 13%. So we're talking about an APR that is not so high, but it's quite a decent APR. Obviously, remember that in order to receive this kind of APR on Platypus, you need to lock your PTP, your Platypus token. And this is something that obviously has a cost, and it is good if you like to have exposure to the governance token of Platypus. Otherwise, it's not a good idea just to buy the Platypus token just to receive this APR. Or at least that's just my personal opinion. Feel free to share yours. Going on, I want to share with you another case that is quite interesting, that is related to Stargate. If you remember, we have been talking about Stargate. It is a protocol that is quite powerful because it's enabling leveraging the layer 0 technology to create some kind of trade, some kind of swap with a native asset without having, like on a Tor chain that we have been talking about yesterday. And if you missed that video, I will leave also the link to the right corner here. It wasn't yesterday, but 2 days ago, but it doesn't matter. The concept is exactly the same. The reason why I'm sharing with you this farming opportunity is because I think that is giving us a good opportunity to start thinking about how the yield farming ROI is changing according to the market condition. As you can see right now, the APR is going from 5% to 7%. And the main reason is because after the dump of the other day, the price of the token has gone down by around 60%. We were around $4. Right now we are just 1.78. Because remember, in the moment when we are talking about farming, the real yield that you are getting is depending so much from the price. And if the market is going down, also the overall APY is going down. So that's the reason why also in this week, we don't have so many farming opportunities that are offering some great APY. Most of them are just offering some decent APY. That's the reason why in this market condition, one of the best, or probably the best opportunity that we have in the moment when we are looking for something with a low risk, with a decent APY, is still Anchor Protocol, or at least until May, when with any probability the APY will change, even if it will go just from where we are right now to 18%. So it will still be a quite high APY. And the reason why it is interesting is because in this case, Anchor Protocol is paying your APY with USD. So you are not suffering and you are not affected from the downside of the price, as you have seen from Stargate, for example. That is a great protocol, but on the other side, paying your yield with the token of the platform is something that can be affected by this kind of volatility, because this kind of tokens, in the moment when the price of Bitcoin is suffering, they are going down massively. And in that moment, you have two main choices. According to your strategy, according to your view of the protocol, you can simply stay away from that kind of protocols, waiting for a better moment. Or on the other side, if you like that kind of protocol, you can start accumulating, because if you believe that Stargate in the future will be a great success and the price will increase, this is the moment obviously to start accumulating. Obviously don't go in, but it's much better to accumulate token and to increase your exposure. This is not so different from what I'm doing on Tomb Finance. Personally, I like to have some exposure, not too much, but just a small percentage of exposure on T-share, and that's the reason why I'm using Tomb Finance, staking my T-share, receiving my Tomb, and after that selling my Tomb and increasing my exposure to T-share. Going back to Anchor Protocol, a good way to use Anchor Protocol right now in combination with Orca by Kujira, that as you can see from here, there are different markets that has been added since the last time that we have been talking about. And as you can see, many of them are supporting AUST. In the moment when we are using Kujira, you are just participating in the liquidation process. And in this market condition, when the price is going down, for example, Luna has gone down by around 20-30% in the last couple of days, it means that many people have been liquidated. And the more people are being liquidated, the more profit you can do through Kujira. Just pay attention that using Kujira means buying at a discounted price Luna, for example. The point is that nothing is preventing you to buy it even if you are buying at a discounted price in loss. Because imagine that the price of Luna is going down by 10% and someone is gonna be liquidated and you are buying their position with a 4% of discount. But the problem is that if for any reason, before you will be able to sell the Luna that you have just acquired, the price of Luna goes down by another 5%, at the end of the story, you will be in loss by 1%, even if you bought at a 4% discount. So I'm just sharing with you this kind of overview just to help you understand that, yes, from one side, using Orca by Kujira could be a great opportunity, but just pay attention to the real yield that you can obtain. Going on, there are also another couple of opportunities on Astroport, and they are mostly related to the pool B Luna that is offering us a decent 18%. To be fair, there is also an insane 84% on Luna USD that is mainly related to the fact, as you can see here, the amount of volume in the last 24 hours has been so high, and it's obviously related to the fact that many position has been liquidated, that the price of Luna has been so volatile, so many people has been opening or closing a position on Luna. Obviously remember that this kind of APY will not last if the volume will go down for any reason. That is quite also normal in the moment when the market will stabilize and will go sideways for a while. The last protocol that I want to share with you is Osmosis, that has been enabling the superfluid staking also on the pool USD Osmo, that is offering you right now, if you are locking your liquidity for 14 days at least, around 87% of APY, so quite a high APY. Obviously remember that in the moment when you are using a pair, so you are providing liquidity with a pair with like USD and Osmo, you are always affected by the impermanent loss that can reduce your real APY. So do well your math. Guys, let me know if there is another farm that in your opinion deserves an eye in this moment, this market condition, and I will be more than happy to look at it. I will see you tomorrow with another video. Remember, if you like this kind of content, leave me a big thumbs up and drop a comment. And if you want to stay always updated, remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new to this channel. Guys, see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.